realize that things aren't so bad. All it takes is a person opening up to Allah, and every Muslim has the potential to have all this. And that the things I was experiencing should be for everyone, because there shouldn't be anything unusual. Yeah. It was like, why isn't it that way? Because I realized also that people have different agendas. And I'd be with my Shaykh and he'd say, Naeem Effendi, you know why we do all this? And I'd say, yeah, Effendi, I don't know. Of course we're talking in Turkish. He said, we do it for the Ridha of Allah. He's a man who's wanted Allah's Ridha. That was his objective. And in that simple, pure intention that he struggled in his own youth to bring to alignment, to bring his nafs to a state of itminan, manifest things became true. The things that we read about in the books of people of Tasawwuf were real. It wasn't just stories of people who died. They were real. It wasn't this marketed Sufism of, not being cruel here, it isn't because you got it from your grandpa who was a peer and then he made his son a peer and then he made his son a peer and he becomes the peer in charge of something and then he collects money and builds his grave back home, blah 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 blah. It wasn't that. It wasn't something you got because your dad had it. You got it because you devoted yourself to God. It wasn't a family business, a racket. It was something else. It was the prophetic inheritance. And I'm critical about certain things, and I can't help it. I'm not saying everyone's like that, but a lot of them are. It's not about that. And in time, when I got back to the States, after being here in Britain for a year, things changed. Things became... It's a vessel of the Quran. Each of you is like the Ark of the Covenant. You carry divine speech in your heart because you have something memorized. You are a place of sakina. You are a place where God manifests His ridha because you carry divine speech within you. So it's in you, all of you have that potential. But you waste your time doing something else. You don't cultivate yourselves. This gathering tonight is not the wellspring of spirituality. The wellspring of spirituality is in your bedroom with the door closed, with a mitzvah on your hand, where no one's seeing you doing dhikr. That's the seventh men of the seven people on the day of judgment under the shade of the throne is number 7. Ar-rajulun dhakara khaliyan fafadat aynah is the man in his solitude, khaliyan, in his khalwa, in his solitude, remembers Allah and he weeps. That's the quality of the perfect, balanced human being. The Imam Adil. That's one of his qualities. So, alhamdulillah. So there's, so you need all the young people, you've got all this potential. Don't let your lives pass by. Don't regret when you're 38 that you could have done so much more. Don't deceive yourselves. The world is out there. There's a lot of sweet in it. There's a lot of pleasure in it. You can go out there and get it all you want. Go get it. It'll eat you and spit you out. She doesn't care. She's an old hag. She's ancient, but she's all decked out in rouge and lipstick. And she has no teeth. She is death that calls you. The dunya is the opposite of Allah. And Allah calls you to live. He wants you to live. He doesn't want you to die. He doesn't want you to go backwards towards non-existence. He wants you to go forward towards real being. And that's when we will get it, is if you walk with Muhammad ﷺ and you understand his inner states as you understand his outward states. You clothe yourself outwardly in the beauties of his outward beautifications, with your beard and your turban and your kohol and your neatly pressed, nice-looking clothes. And you stand at night in prayer and solitude, weeping. You try to do that, you bring yourself a lot of solitude with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because you love Him. And if you can't do it with yourself, you get a man who can help you to do it. If you can't do it yourself, find someone who can help you. Because life is short, time is running out, and we got a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. You know what? This takes a few people to change the world. Maybe you're one of them, by Allah's permission. You have to see yourself as, I am that person. I will change things. I will become an instrument in the hands of God. I will be a corpse before God, and let God turn me however He wants to turn me. And I will be an instrument for Him in this life, that I will be raised on thrones of light on the Day of Judgment. That should be your objective. And that's by Islam, Iman, and Ihsan. That is the person who's Mudayin, who has the Deen. The Deen is these three things. Islam, Iman, Ihsan. Not just two, but three. It's a triad. So you better get it. Because otherwise your religion is deficient. And if your religion is deficient, your intellect is deficient. And if your intellect is deficient, the activities of your body will be deficient. And therefore you'll be an unusable, broken instrument, or only partially usable by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So may Allah give us tawfiq to be near Him, to aspire to be near Him. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to, alhamdulillah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make for those people who desire Him, who with a fullness of desire. We ask you, Allah, to make us of those people who only seek your ridha. We ask Allah to make us transformed, real human beings. We ask Allah to take us from our animality, from our base nature, to raise us to the state of angels, to the state of prophets in our character traits. We ask Allah to put light in our outward form, in our inward states. We ask Allah to give us hearts that are truly alive, that are obedient to you, that are desirous of you, that are expansive in your remembrance, that mirror perfect qualities. We ask you, Allah, to help us to follow in the footsteps of your beloved Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that we examine those footsteps